about Claremont, where we're located, the general application process, and the financial aspects of our institution. So first off, we are a graduate-only institution that is located in Southern California near Los Angeles. We do not have any bachelor's programs. We only have master's degrees, postdoctoral certificates, and doctoral and PhD programs at our institution. So these are for students who have already completed their bachelor's degree and are looking to add more to their education. So a little bit about Claremont, the city. So we are about 35 miles outside of Los Angeles with a population of about 36,000. At our institution specifically, we have about 2,200 students on our campus. So we are a very small private liberal arts institution outside of LA. What's great about our location is that you have access to the huge metropolitan area of LA, but you're not necessarily in the hustle and bustle of an urban area. It's a small college town. Near our campus, we do have our Claremont Village area. Our Claremont Village is where all of our students hang out. There's small boutiques, there's restaurants, coffee shops, and other spaces for you to kind of relax when you're not doing your graduate work. Just a little bit about our CGU by the numbers. So like I mentioned before, we are a graduate-only institution. So we have 133 core faculty on our campus. All of our faculty members are graduate students all the time, which I think is really necessary for a graduate student experience. As opposed to other institutions, the faculty are not, they're not sharing their energy and their time with undergraduate students. They're focused on graduate student research and graduate student success. One awesome thing about our institution is that we are also part of the Claremont Colleges Consortium, which I'll get to in a couple of minutes as well. A little bit about some of our student body. We are 23% international on our campus, so we have a lot of international students here. The primary countries where we get our students are India, China, Saudi Arabia, and South Korea, and then a bunch of other countries are represented as well at our institution. Another aspect is that we have a very small student to faculty ratio. We have about 8 students to 1 faculty member. So each faculty member is able to give each student that one-on-one individualized attention, which is definitely necessary when you're in a master's or a doctoral level program. So just generally speaking about which programs we do offer on our campus, as I mentioned before, we are a liberal arts institution. So you won't find a lot of those hard sciences or engineering programs at our institution, but we do have other opportunities. We have a master's and a PhD in information systems and technology, MBA programs, master's in financial engineering, master's in finance, psychology, and a bunch of other programs, master's and doctoral level programs at all of these different schools within our campus. So as I mentioned before, we are part of the Claremont Colleges Consortium, and these are the different colleges within the area. So in the Claremont Colleges Consortium, it's pretty much a collaboration between our institution and these surrounding undergraduate institutions and graduate institution. There are 5 undergraduates and 1 other graduate institution, which is Keck Graduate Institute, and us. Keck Graduate Institute focuses mainly on biology, health sciences, and then we focus on everything else for the most part. So with that collaboration, there's pretty much a sharing of specific resources that are available to all students on these different campuses. So for example, on the screen here, you can see one of the shared resources, which is our Pitzer College Recreation Area. Unfortunately, our particular college does not have any recreation facilities, but you are, as a CGU student, eligible to utilize the resources on the other campuses. Another one of our resources is our Hunold Library, and that's shared with all the other colleges. It has about 2 million volumes, and it has a vast array of different digital databases that you can that will help you with your graduate research as well. Another shared resource with the other Claremont colleges is one of our housing units. This picture is the Claremont Collegiate Apartments, and these apartments are shared with all the undergraduate institutions, and so therefore it's more dorm style housing. We do have graduate focused apartments, which is the Keck Oasis apartment buildings, and again, that's more apartment style housing and dedicated towards our graduate students only. In addition to that, for students who do not want to live on campus, we do have a database where our different colleges post different rooms, apartments, houses for rent that are available to all students within the Claremont Colleges Consortium. So I just mentioned the resources that are shared with all the different colleges, but we also on our specific campus have a wide array of graduate specific resources available to you. We have our financial aid office, we have a preparing future faculty program that is available to students, our Center for Writing and Rhetoric, which will help you with your graduate research and writing. And then what's pictured here is our career development office. And in the career development office, I like to highlight because they're not only try to help students find a job at the end, but they really try to help students plan out their career and make sure that their courses align with whatever career path that student wants to take in the future. And they have events like during the fall, they usually have a career readiness conference where they invite speakers and representatives from different fields to speak with our students and to make sure that they're on the right track with their career goals. So moving on to fellowships and aid, our tuition is $19.80 per unit. Depending on which master's program you take, it could vary between 32 to 48 units. And then for our doctoral students, it's 72 to 76 units. Again, each program will vary on how long and how many units that it requires to complete. Each program, sometimes they have transfer units that you're able to transfer into your doctoral level program. So just speak with one of the representatives at Study Metro and they can get in touch with us to let you know if that opportunity is available to you as a student. So looking at fellowships, we award about $12 million worth of fellowships annually. So this fellowship that I'm speaking about here is a departmental fellowship. It's a merit-based fellowship. So for this merit-based fellowship, there's no additional paperwork or essays or anything like that that you need to fill out to be considered for this. You are automatically considered by submitting your application into the program itself. With that being said, the amount that each student receives will vary between each student and will vary between each program. The faculty, as they are reviewing your application for admission, they are also reviewing it for this departmental or merit-based fellowship. So they will take into consideration all aspects of your application, which I'll go over in a minute, and before considering how much of this merit-based fellowship that you will receive. And these merit-based fellowships are going to be based on 12 units worth of coursework each semester. So you have to take 3 courses per semester to take full advantage of the fellowship that you were awarded if you are awarded one. So just looking at the general application process, so each program is going to be different. So again, work with your Study Metro representative on whichever program that you're looking to apply for. But generally speaking, there's an online application form, a statement of purpose. Depending on the program, there may be a specific prompt they want you to write to, but usually it's, talking about your experiences and what you're hoping to do with a graduate level degree, a resume outlining your work experience, official transcripts. We do accept unofficial transcripts for the review process. If you are admitted into our program, that is when we will require official transcripts from your previous institutions. We do require test scores, usually a GRE, generally speaking, and a GMAT for our management programs. But considering the COVID-19 situation right now, each program has instituted a specific waiver process for those test scores. So check in again with your Study Metro partner. And then we do require English proficiency exam scores, and I'll give you the minimums for that in just a minute. And then lastly, 2 reference letters, whether it's academic or professional, will depend on the program. And then some of our programs, for example, our management programs, do require an interview. Again, each program is going to be different with their application requirements. For the application process, once you've completed all of those necessary items for your application that I just outlined, it usually takes our faculty about 2 to 4 weeks to review your application, and then your decision will be emailed out to you. So going back to the English proficiency exam scores that I mentioned, we accept the TOEFL, the IELTS, and the Pearson PTE. Due to COVID-19 and the closure of testing centers, we are accepting initial view interview plus writing samples. You would just click on the graduate professional school and then click on the interview plus writing sample to submit that for your English proficiency exam score if you're not able to take that. The minimum scores for the TOEFL is 75, the IELTS is 6, Pearson PTE is 50, and these are scores to be admitted to our program through our International Scholars Program. And the International Scholars Program pretty much prepares our students for graduate level communication, writing, research, and presentation. So it's not an ESL course. It's designed to help you be successful in your master's or doctoral level degree. And then lastly, if you want to bypass the International Scholars Program completely, you need a minimum score of 66 on the Pearson PTE, an IELTS score of 7.0 overall with no sub-score less than 6.5, and a TOEFL score of 95 or higher. So that's generally speaking all of our programs in a nutshell. I'll hang around a little bit afterwards for any questions. Again, each program is going to be different, so please connect with your Study Metro advisor to kind of help guide you through the application process. But with that, thank you so much.